What's up, brothers? Do me a favor and check the show notes. As I always say, I am offering to you all a new ebook called The Secret Life, harnessing the hidden rake without losing your public side. She thinks she knows you. The smile, the usual routine, the man you let her see. But there's another version of you, one who doesn't ask for permission, one who doesn't flinch when things get dark. You don't just live a double life, you design it. You wear charm like armor and silence like a weapon. Most guys are loud, desperate to be seen, but you haunt the room without saying a word. She'll feel it, even if she can't name it. This podcast isn't for the nice guy. It's for the man who knows he's more than one thing and uses it to his advantage. Welcome to the world of the Hidden Rake. Lean in and let's start. You guys are listening to the Masculinized Show, a podcast for introverts to become more masculine and get the body of an alpha male. And of course, get more mentally healthy and get that seducer's mindset, if you get me. And lastly, I help guys become more desirable and get the mindset of a seducer. Let's get into the podcast. I appreciate you tuning into this podcast today. Now, before you start, understand that I want you to just know going into this episode that this is a little bit darker than my usual dating podcasts. In fact, you guys, just going to be completely upfront and blunt with you all. My dating podcasts from today forward are going to get darker. So, let's keep going. Listen to me, you guys. My approach to dating now has kind of slightly switched. More mysterious approach. More unorthodox, more importantly, more alluring, I should say. All right, so let's start the podcast. I'm going to get into the content. Brothers, leave me a 5-star review. I appreciate you for tuning into this podcast. First and foremost, before we talk about how to live a double life, this is not about lying to anyone. This is not about hiding either, okay? This is more about you just being more unpredictable, not one-dimensional. That makes sense? Okay? So, with that said, let's keep moving. So, why most men stay one-dimensional? You give everything to girls you want to sleep with. You explain yourself. You play nice. You tell the world exactly who you are, and then wonder why no one's chasing you. Here's the truth, brothers. Women want the chase, but they only chase a man they can't quite tame. That's the Hidden Rake's advantage. Yes, you guys. This podcast today is dedicated to an article that I wrote. This article that I wrote is called How to Live a Double Life as the Hidden Rake. Okay? So, this is precisely what the Hidden Rake does. This is the Rake's advantage. He doesn't lie. He simply never reveals his full self. He doesn't put all of himself out there, if that makes sense. Okay? Now, the secret life everyone has, alright? Brothers, listen to me. Everyone's living some version of a secret life. Some part of them that they don't really want to reveal. For example, women that have that cam-based account that they use to make money, yeah, I can guarantee you right now that they hide that from everyone that they love because they don't want other people to know, because they're insecure of what they're doing, yet they still do it. That is the quintessential example of living a double life. But I'm not gonna tell you guys how to live a double life in that type of way. It's gonna be different. Even the ones who claim transparency, they have a double life. Okay? As I said, cam girls change their names, create alter egos, and tease men into paying them for illusion. You don't need to get on a site like that, but the principle is universal. When you reveal too much, you lose control. When you imply, you gain influence. Okay? Let's get to the next part, you guys. Shadow seduction. This is your strategy. Are you ready? You're going to mirror her inner conflict. She's confident but secretly insecure, sexual but ashamed of how much she craves to be taken. She wants to be the good girl, but fantasizes about breaking that role with a man who sees right through it. Brothers, I want to make this clear to all of you. I've said this line to girls before, and it's pretty damn powerful. Okay, you just say this. I see you talking to all those other guys in which you're cleverly trying to get me to notice. I know what you're up to. In fact, I know who you are behind closed doors. And that right there is a very effective way to basically see past her games of her flirting with other guys, if you get me. Now, the next core strategy, you guys, is you want to create emotional fluidity, all right? Guys, emotions are fluid. They adapt. You can get girls to feel the full range of emotions. That is surprise, desire, even sadness, even jealousy, okay? Warm then cold, present then distant, kind then unapologetically raw, if you get me. This emotional rhythm becomes addictive. Now, to be clear here, you guys, she might call you toxic, but I'm going to tell you point blank, if she does, then here's my point on that. You're really not toxic. She just is a little frustrated with you. And attraction sometimes equals frustration. So, let's keep moving forward. Speak the unspoken. Tell her lines like, you pretend you don't want attention, but you notice when I don't text. Now, that right there is not a pickup line, all right? That's called psychic seduction. And oh yes, you guys, my new book that I have in the show notes, if you checked, called The Secret Life. It's like practically seduction sorcery. So let's keep moving forward. Now, real quick, why live a double life? Why even do this? What's the point? Okay? Because power comes from contrast. The polished professional in daylight, the dangerous presence at night. You split your identity by design. That's not lying. That's guarding the side of you only the deserving ones that get access to, if you know what I mean. You qualify the girls before you even get them into your secret life first, brothers. I want to let you know right now, if you want to live a double life, you need to qualify girls before you can show them those hidden sides of yourself, if you get me. Now, when a woman senses there's more to you than what's being shown. She doesn't just chase, she aches to uncover it. Now, the public versus the private self. The point behind this section here, that is the public versus the private self. You need to have every single girl that you're talking to always guess your next move, okay? They need to be always guessing your next move. Make sense? Until they meet the version of you who doesn't explain himself. The version who says spiritual things one day, then releases a dark seduction manual the next. That's the secret life. You know that by now, you guys. You know by now that I am a bit spiritual. If you heard my earlier podcast, it's a very early one. I believe it's called Reach the Highest Form of Non-Neediness. Yeah, check that one out. And then next thing you know, I'm interviewing the Chiseler James, talking about mental toughness. Next thing you know, I'm releasing a book called The Secret Life. Oh, I'm getting darker, you guys. Let's go. That's the secret life. The part of you that speaks in silence and moves in shadows. Okay? Let me give you one last glimpse of what this double life really feels like in motion, okay? The double life in action. For example, the rake doesn't flirt. He finishes her thoughts. You act like you've never been chosen by a man who meant it. But I know you're just used to men who wanted parts of you. I want the part of you to smile. But the next part of you is a little bit evil, if you get me. And you can even tell the girl that you're speaking with. Just tell them this, you guys. Tell them this. Guys, this is powerful, okay? Believe me, I've actually tested this over the weekend, and whoa, guys, it really was effective. You're not afraid of me. You're afraid of what you'd let go if I turned out to be real. These are not pickup lines. They're psychic teases. Emotional mirrors she didn't expect to see in a man she can't control. To be clear, you guys, not that long ago, I actually did use that psychic tease. And fuck, oh man, it was effective. It was really effective at fighting against what she just heard. One could call that fighting against her rational mind. Now, let's keep moving forward. Here's what makes it dangerous. You don't just live two lives. You learn how to let both versions bleed into the same room and still hold your frame. The true threat of a double life isn't exposure. It's forgetting who you are behind the performance. But there's a moment, a woman, a feeling, a mirror, where the question hits. Can you bring both of your lives into one room and still own who you are? Only the hidden rake who reforms without becoming soft can live fully in both worlds. Now, it's time to cover fractionation and cold reframe. Here's the reality, you guys. Seduction isn't static. It's movement. It's rhythm. Women don't get addicted to comfort. They get addicted to emotional fluidity. The man who is warm, then cold. Present, then gone. Sanctuary one moment. He's the storm the next minute. It's not confusion, it's nervous system activation. And if you do it from grounded, relaxed confidence, she'll remember you in silence long after she forgets the nice guy who explained himself. So, with that said, you guys, alright, with that said, let's briefly cover the Hidden Rake versus the Demonic. Are you ready? The Hidden Rake seduces by implication. The Demonic Rake seduces by penetration, emotional, energetic, and psychological. Now, I'll let you know right now. The Demonic Rake isn't for the average woman. He's for the one who secretly wants to fall and blame you for how good it felt. Use it with awareness. The Demonic Rake doesn't just awaken desire, he unlocks obsession. Now, how the Hidden Rake chooses his seducer's mindset. Most men will always ask themselves, what type of seducer should I be? That's not the right question, brothers. Ask yourself better questions that will give you a stronger frame. The real seducer, the Hidden Rake, asks what part of her shadow is begging to be touched. Then he becomes the version of himself that teases it out and disappears before she can name it. Now, this right here, you guys, next part here, I want to wrap this up. Okay, I'm going to wrap up this podcast. I want you to read her psyche, then shift your presence. This, again, is how to live a double life, okay? Strategically. If she's guarded, high-achieving, and needs control, you become the reformed Rake. Grounded, magnetic, confident, present. You lure her with emotional safety. Let her earn your fire. Qualify that chick. If she's emotionally expressive, flirty, and seeks attention, you become the classic Rake. You're a little more teasing, a little more playful, charismatic, if you get me. You feed her fun, then let her feel chased, but never get caught. Alright? Never quite caught. If she craves intensity, has trauma wounds, or flirts with darkness, you let out the Demonic Rake. Slow, dangerous, erotic. You break her rhythm, mirror her shame, and make her feel unholy and holy in the same breath. Okay? Now, to be clear, I want to make myself clear to all of you. I don't want you to be some type of weird devil worshiper when I say the Demonic Rake. Simply put, you just increase your intensity. Okay? Increase your intensity and match her energy. Now, last big point to this entire podcast before I get down to the bottom line. This is not about lying. It's about psychological precision. Does that make sense? This is not about lying. It's about psychological precision. Each archetype is a real part of you. The Hidden Rake isn't faking. He's curating. He lives a double life, not to deceive, but to adapt to the woman's unmet desire before she even knows what it is. That's the art. You read her better than her therapist. Touch her deeper than her last lover. Then disappear, leaving her wondering which version of you was actually real. Brothers, you want her questioning a few things. That might seem a little bit manipulative, but I'm going to tell you guys something. Understand that if you are boring, you're predictable, you're mundane, you need to have a dichotomy of personalities. That right there is powerful. I'll say that one more time. Have a dichotomy of personalities. That gives you a strong masculine presence. I love you. Peace out. Leave me a 5-star review. You are a legend. Before we wrap this up, you guys, I want to leave you with one ritual from the book that I just released. Oh, you'll have to look at my website to find that out. On the homepage. So, when this is done right, it changes everything. It's called the breath of presence. Here's how it works. Right before you enter a room or a moment with the girl you're talking to, you slow your breath, relax your body, and say silently to yourself, I don't need to speak, I just need to be felt. That's it. I don't need to speak, I just need to be felt. That's it. You don't change your tone, you don't chase validation, you don't ask for permission, you just go. You take fast action. You simply become the stillness that dominates the space. And the truth is, women will feel that deeper than anything you could possibly say. This is one of the many rituals in that new book. Oh shit, brothers, listen to me. That one, you'll have to look at my homepage because it's not on The Secret Life. It's on a new one called How to Embody the Rake's Mindset. Oh yeah, this is a darker book. It definitely is. So, peace out, you guys. Look in the show notes. Think you can handle this one? Do you think you can really handle this one? Probably not. Alright, I love you. Peace.